Good morning, Jerry.
Morning, Norm. Welcome to Annapolis.
Tell me about this wonderful new craft you've got here, sir.
Well, thanks for giving me a chance to talk about our new boat. I'm always enthusiastic about new boats, and I'm especially proud of this one. This is our Catalina 355, which is a model I designed to follow up on the success of our 445, which has been very well received both in the U.S. and abroad. We use the same sort of styling, both interior and exterior, and use the same performance parameter for this boat. I consider this hull form really a back to more traditional dimensions and shapes. The beam is 12 foot, and for a 35-foot boat, that's fairly modest beam and fairly low freeboard and low coach roof. Altogether, it makes for a sleek-looking and very good performing boat. The styling on the outside is very crisp, but we kept those things that make a Catalina a Catalina. Wide weather decks, good non-skid, inboard shrouds, a tall mast, a lot of sail area, yet easily reefed, generally good proportions to the rig, and very high ballast displacement ratios. All these have proven to make a boat that performs extremely well. We've been very pleased with the sea trials for this boat. I'll talk a little bit about the cockpit because we've done a few things here that are unique. We designed the boat really for the performance sailor and someone who enjoys sailing the boat hands-on. Large diameter wheel. The helm position aft is raised 7 inches above the cockpit seats, so the helmsman always has a clear view forward and a good place to sit out for. Notice that the backstays are forward on this boat, so they never interfere with the helmsman's head. And we put instrument pods on both sides of the boat, so the helmsman has good view when steering outboard. The position you'll be steering this boat from primarily is right here, when the folding wheels open up.
And the winch is well back so that you can single-handed this boat, yeah?
Yes. We talk to a lot of customers and they say they do a lot of single-handed sailing, or even if there are other people aboard, they're often the ones handling the jib sheets. So we put everything right here and used large, powerful winches to make it easy to crank with one hand. The other thing that we did here that's a little unique is we went with a lower pedestal guard. Still big enough to put a chart plotter on, but by putting the secondary instruments outboard, we heard from a lot of women that they are the ones that often steer the boat and have difficulty seeing over large stacked pods.
Yeah.
So we wanted to keep everything at the helm low. Aside from looking attractive, it means that women and shorter people can easily have a clear view forward.
Mm-hmm. And this seat here?
This seat is a removable seat, and we did something different here. We filled this seat with foam.
Ah, that's good.
And fiberglass. U.S. Coast Guard regulations require that every boat have a throwable flotation device.
And
this qualifies as a throwable flotation device, yet looks and acts as the stern seat filler. This is an idea we've since patented.
And the lifeline?
The lifelines, the gates, store inside the rails. So there's nothing to rattle or dangle down there when you're getting out of the boat. Very clean. There are 2 cockpit tables available. And this is the teak option, which is made out of solid teak wood. It's not veneered, it's solid teak. Very attractive piece. It's insulated, so it can hold drinks, and has 2 stainless steel drink holders in the top. And there's a drain aft. That is insulated and will hold ice for a period of time. We have an LED light above the table. This is also available in exactly the same shape in white fiberglass. On the port side of the cockpit, we have a large gull-wing hatch cockpit locker. This locker, I apologize, it's full with boat show stuff, but it has a shelf here, which you can see, for smaller gear, and then outboard is a much deeper area. This is big enough so that you can put a standard frame bicycle in without one wheel removed. It's very popular for a lot of cruisers to carry a bicycle with them. So we wanted one locker that was deep enough for a bicycle frame.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you, Jerry.
Starting at the bow, this boat is fitted with the optional bowsprit, which is wonderful for an MPS or cruising spinnaker. The bowsprit is the correct length to store inside the anchor locker when you're not using it. It fits in a special bracket on this polished stainless steel anchor roller. It'll accommodate 2 anchors and has a little diversion roller below so the rope can go to either side.
Yeah, that's really good.
The tow rail has built-in chocks for low chafe fair leads for the dock lines. The cover is raised so that the anchor windlass, which is below, is completely concealed and protected from the weather, with the operation foot buttons right below this cover here.
Fantastic.
One other thing you can't see in this boat, Norman, I think is an important feature, is right here, across the boat, about 8 inches after that aperture, is a collision bulkhead.
Okay.
And making a watertight compartment forward. The bottom of that watertight compartment, again, has another watertight compartment that forms the floor of the anchor well, and that's filled with a high-density foam. And the purpose of that is that if you're ever in a collision or hit a container, as you know, there are about 10,000 containers off ships every year, so this is becoming an important factor for people who want to sail offshore, that area below with a high-density foam will absorb the impact of a container should it be unlucky enough to hit one, or a reef. Again, it's a feature we patented.
That is very, very innovative. Thank you, Jerry.
We've a large angled hatch for good ventilation down below, especially over the owner's berth. We've kept this area intentionally open for dinghy storage or for sunbathing. See, we've got wide weather decks, and the chain plates are inboard. Again, a well-stayed mast with aft lowers, forward lowers, uppers and intermediates, all up on raised bases. These are our proprietary ball and socket chain plates, so we have very little opportunity for leaks. Everywhere we have a piece of hardware, it's on a raised pad, and it's backed up with a molded-in aluminum backup plates. Spring cleats are standard, again with integral chocks in the tow rail. Tapered stainless steel stanchions and 28-inch high lifelines,
Yeah, that's good.
which are unique among boats this size. As you know, the standard in the U.S. and around the world is 24 inches, but this really allows you to walk erect along the weather deck and hang on to a lifeline. We've also gone to uncoated 1x19 stainless steel lifelines, which I believe are much safer, and you'll never have steel corroding below the cover and not be able to see what's going on there. We've also gone to uncoated stainless steel lifelines, which are much safer, and they're not subject to corrosion underneath the vinyl covers, and much easier to keep clean. Something else we've gone back to, which has been very well received by customers, is this very nice diamond pattern non-skid. It's fairly easy to clean and very effective. We use two different sizes of the same texture. One, this larger texture on the weather decks, and then the same pattern but a finer texture on the seating surfaces. So you still have very, very effective non-skid, but it's not as abrasive if you're sitting on it. Things we've done in this cockpit, very, very wide combings, great places to sit outboard underway. And these curved handrails outboard, they do two things. If you don't have a dodger on the boat, it gives you something secure to hang on to as you step over the combing going forward. Also, if you do have a dodger, this is a common place to put things like binoculars and sunblock, and it stops them from rolling out and getting in that crevice between the dodger and the cabin side.
Yeah, very innovative. Thank you.